We all know parenting is a tough job, but you know what makes it even tougher? When the experts can't seem to agree about what the right thing to do is. And what makes it even tougher than that is when both sides of the debate are just flat out wrong. Today we'll talk about an important part of healthy self-esteem that everyone seems to be mixed up on. Should we give trophies to anyone who participates or just to winners? You might be surprised to find out that whichever side you come down on, you've already got it wrong. Stick around and I'll explain. All right, let's break it down. When it comes to participation trophies, you've basically got two camps. First, you've got the everyone's a winner camp. These folks firmly believe that participation trophies boost self-esteem, encourage continued involvement in activities, and build a sense of belonging and camaraderie among young participants. They argue that recognizing every child's effort, regardless of the skill level or what happens, creates a positive and inclusive environment where kids feel valued and motivated to keep trying. They often cite research suggesting that participation trophies can increase a child's sense of confidence and reduce feelings of not being good enough, particularly in young age groups. And then you've got the no trophies for losers camp. These people are worried about creating a generation of entitled kids who expect rewards without putting in effort. They believe rewarding children simply for showing up creates a false sense of accomplishment and teaches them that they don't have to work hard. This group also has data they can cite. A study published in the journal Social Psychology and Personality Science found that children who received participation trophies were less likely to stick with a challenging task than those who didn't receive a trophy. But here's the twist. Both sides of this debate are totally missing the mark. The reason boils down to this. The trophy is nothing more than a distraction from what kids really need when it comes to developing healthy self-esteem.
Trophies.
Now, if you haven't already, I highly recommend checking out my video, The Self-Esteem Trap. In it, we explore how self-esteem isn't about feeling good all the time. Healthy self-esteem comes from understanding and acknowledging your strengths and weaknesses, facing challenges, and learning to grow. And you know what can really get in the way of that growth? Being overly focused on results and awards like trophies.
Trophy!
The problem with both sides of the trophy debate is that they're focusing on the trophy as if it's the most important thing. It sends the message that getting a trophy is where our attention should be, instead of focusing on the process of developing skills and getting better. If we want our children to have the best chance of success in sports or in life, that's where we need to focus their attention. Now, before I go any further, let me be really clear. I'm not saying that results are unimportant. The world rewards winning, and that isn't going to change. I'm not even arguing that it should change. Research has shown that competition encourages excellence and innovation. If you don't have winners and losers, you don't really have competition. Now, it's a little counterintuitive, but the best way to win in any sort of competition is to forget about the end prize and focus instead on the process that will lead to that prize. Don't believe me? Maybe you'll believe Michael Phelps, 28-time Olympic medalist in swimming. He said, "The process is more important than the result. If you focus on the process, the result will come." And it makes sense if you think about it this way. Praising your child for simply participating, even if they don't try, can actually be counterproductive. It sends the message that just showing up is enough.
There's a sense of entitlement.
Why would anyone work hard for innovation and excellence if they get an award anyway? But on the flip side, constantly emphasizing only winning can create a fear of failure and a fragile sense of confidence. Why would anyone continue to work hard for innovation and excellence and risk becoming a loser if their self-worth is tied to only being a winner?
It doesn't matter, D, because winners always win.
A focus on the results, in this case the trophy, leads to stifled excellence regardless of what side of the participation trophy debate you come down on. So then, what's the solution? It's something called process-focused praise, and it looks like this. Instead of saying, "You're so smart," try saying, "Wow, you worked really hard on that. You must be so proud of yourself. For a developing mind, the difference between those two comments is huge. With the second approach, you're acknowledging the effort, the strategies, the perseverance. You're helping your child develop what psychologists call an incremental framework, which is a belief that abilities can be developed through hard work. And guess what? Studies show that this approach works better than any other type of feedback. Researchers at Columbia University found that when children were praised for their effort, they were more likely to persist on challenging tasks, be willing to take on new challenges, and see setbacks as a chance to learn. But that's just a bunch of stuffy researchers, right? Well, lucky for them, they've also got Steph Curry, 4-time NBA champion, on their side. He said, "I've always believed that the process is more important than the outcome. If you focus on the process, the outcome will take care of itself." Imagine this. Your child is building a tower with blocks. It keeps falling over, and they're getting frustrated. Instead of saying, "Oh, but you're so good at building," you say, "Wow, you're really trying to make that tower strong. I love how you're not giving up." That simple shift in language can make a world of difference. How we provide feedback speaks volumes to our kids. So instead of just saying, "Good job," provide specific feedback that focuses on their effort, their strategies, and their progress. Something like, "I noticed you were really focused during practice today. That's awesome." A study published in the journal Child Development found that children who received that type of process-focused praise and feedback were more likely to demonstrate a growth mindset. They believe in their ability to improve, and they set challenging goals for themselves. Now, parents, like with most things, you're the ultimate role models here. That means you need to show your kids that you value effort and learning by embracing challenges yourself. Talk about your own mistakes and how you learn from them. That might make some of you uncomfortable because most of us are products of a results-oriented upbringing, and that has made many of us uncomfortable when we have to admit we fell short.
We don't make mistakes.
But remember, just because that's the way we were raised doesn't make it right or effective. We can do better. In the end, we want what works best for our kids, and the research is crystal clear on this. Focusing on and praising effort leads to the best chances of being successful and winning, while also fostering a healthy sense of self. So whether you're an only winning matters kind of parent, or more of an I just want my kids to believe in themselves kind of parent, the best way to get what you want is to teach kids to focus on the process that leads to winning and feeling good about yourself. It's one thing we can all agree on, but for some reason we ignore it and instead focus on things like trophies. Now, you might be wondering, what about recognizing success? Do we just ditch trophies altogether? No, not necessarily. There are plenty of meaningful ways to celebrate success and effort without falling into an exclusive focus on results. There's nothing wrong with giving awards to winners. We just don't want the winning to overshadow the process the winners had to go through to actually become the winners. If that process is what gets celebrated, then everyone involved is moving in the right direction, both winners and losers. The key is to shift the focus from the trophy itself or any other type of end result to the process of learning, growing, and getting better. It's about celebrating hard work regardless of the outcome. The beauty of taking that approach is that it's the best way to actually get the successful results we're looking for. But don't take it from me. Serena Williams, 23-time Grand Slam singles champion, said it better than I can. She said, "I'm a big believer in the power of process. If you focus on the process, the results will follow." So that's all well and good, but maybe you're wondering, what happens when my child doesn't win or get any recognition? How do I handle those tough conversations? That's a great question, and it's totally normal to feel a little nervous about those moments. But here's the thing. Those situations are actually golden opportunities to reinforce a process-oriented mindset. Instead of focusing on the lack of a trophy, help your child see that losing is an important part of winning. Without the chance to lose, winning wouldn't mean anything. Then, shift the conversation to their effort, their improvement, and the things they learned along the way. You might say something like, "I know you're disappointed you didn't win. It's hard to lose. But I'm so proud of how hard you worked and how much you've improved. What's one thing you've learned that you can use next time?" So how do you help your child become more process-oriented? Here are a few ideas to get you started. First, be a model of process orientation in your own life. Let your kids see you embracing challenges, learning from your mistakes, and focusing on your own growth. A couple weeks ago, I got distracted while I was driving the family. I pulled out in front of another car and almost caused a serious accident. After taking a minute to let my adrenaline reset, I actually asked my teenage kids what lesson I should learn from what just happened. The result? A great conversation that will help me remember not to drive distracted and hopefully will stick with my kids when they're the ones behind the wheel. If you've got a similar story, please share it in the comments below so we can all see we're not the only ones screwing up. Next, focus on goal setting and progress tracking. Help your child set realistic goals, break them down into smaller steps, and track their progress. Then celebrate the milestones, no matter how small. After all, it's the small steps that lead to the big wins. Then, encourage them to try new things and step outside their comfort zone. Help them see that trying new things and facing challenges is a crucial part of learning and growing. Celebrate the failures as much as the victories. When we praise the effort and healthy risk-taking, we're likely to get more of it. Finally, emphasize the fun and intrinsic value of activities. Help them discover the joy of learning, exploring, and improving regardless of the outcome. Winning is great, but there will always be someone who's better than us. Helping our kids to enjoy the process of doing their best is one of the greatest gifts we can give them. And it's more likely to lead to a successful life than just about anything else. So let's recap the 3 most important takeaways from today's video. First, participation trophies aren't good or bad. Both sides of the trophy debate have valid points backed by research. But the real problem with the whole conversation is the focus on the reward or the result rather than the process of learning and growing. In a perfect world, we would all stop talking about trophies at all and focus instead on what helps our kids truly learn to win and believe in themselves. Second, healthy self-esteem is crucial, but it's not built through awards. A constant focus on awards and recognition can actually be detrimental to both self-esteem and to future willingness to work hard to get better. If you want your kids to develop a healthy belief in themselves and their worth, you need to stop focusing on results and start talking up process and effort. Third, parents can best support their children by focusing on effort and providing constructive feedback. Both research and experience are super clear on this point. Whether you believe your kids need to learn how to win, or you couldn't care less about winning as long as they're happy, praising effort and hard work is the surest path to what you want. The development of a never-give-up attitude, along with an I can do hard things belief in themselves, is the best we can do to set our kids up for success, however we define it. And with that, I'll say thanks for watching. Until next time, you've got homework to do, so take care. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Way to stick with it and put in the effort. One last thing. Make sure you check out the rest of my videos, starting with the ones YouTube has suggested for you right here on the screen. Keep learning the process, and you'll be the best parent ever. Take care.